Well, if you are looking for Marianne, she's probably in her chambers.
All right. Well, I mean, I guess we could all walk to her room and
Is that weird?
knock on the door. It's a little weird, right?
Do you wanna just
go
go
talk to
alone?
her and touch base with her? You can introduce us
Why
to
don't-
her after.
Sure, sure. So I'll lead them back downstairs to that main room that was all awful and terrible, right?
Well, I mean, it was just dark and cold and
Yeah.
empty. Like,
So I'll lead them down there. This was our playroom. Maybe you should just wait here and I'll go talk to Sissy and I'll be right back.
as you glance over past the doorway, she looks up from her papers and... Brother?
Hello, sister.
Brother, what... She closes the book, and you can see she's been looking over, like, looks like ledgers and catalogs. There's, like, she's been doing a fair amount of work here at the desk, and stands up and, in a very formal way, kind of begins to step towards you. When have you arrived?
Just today, Father kidnapped me and brought me home.
Kidnapped?
Well, I mean, I'm not a kid, but, you know, still works. Abducted me and brought me home. Paid someone to do it.
Right.
Yes. Anyway, it's good to see you. Your room is coming along quite nicely. It seems like you're running the show now. Is that true?
Not quite, but the responsibilities have definitely been mounting. You look well. How have the wind-tossed roads of Exandria treated you this past year?
Well, I have had many adventures and close calls, but I won't bore you with those details. It's been an interesting year abroad, and I would say that I'm glad to be back, but for the abduction part, and also the fact that I've now learned that we are destitute? Is that true?
We are on the path to destitution, yes.
So it's true. He wasn't just trying to guilt me.
Probably both, to be honest. But we are in a relative dire situation compared to our previous long-standing lifestyle choices. We're trying to fix this mess.
And what would have been your plan had I not arrived today?
Well, you were part of the plan. We're trying to figure this out best we can, and, well, given the circumstances, we feel that this is probably one of the most viable and least dangerous or risky endeavors in which we could right the family's trajectory.
By marrying me to some lady I've never met.
Well, you're welcome to meet her. I mean, I met her. I helped arrange this.
What's she like?
She's very nice. She's very pretty. A bit bookish, which is, once again, I think would befit you rather well. But let's be honest, like, this is... It's a political marriage. You do what you want. I mean, there isn't a politician or lord of this land that, you know, hasn't in some way, shape, or form made their own life outside of the family. At that point, you see she gets a little dark and seems to speak with a bit of sarcasm.
And Father's businesses, are they being run the same way, with the same attention to detail and...
There's been no necessary change to the way business has been done. Other than transition of some responsibilities, of course. And she gives like a slight nod. She's getting a little uncomfortable as the conversation continues.
Listen, I'm sorry to pop in like this and challenge your judgment, but me marrying this person would solve our problems long term? Somehow?
Marrying into this family, into the Truscan lot, would enable us the resources and the connections to reacquire the deeds to our land, to reacquire the business elements that we've been in this unnecessary partnership with for some time, and would enable us to once again reclaim complete rulership of our family-controlled lands.
Do we not own anything anymore?
It is a partnership that is quickly sliding into to the behest of the Myriad.
So what is ours now? Anything? Our personal belongings? This home?
We still own everything in partnership. Owned solely on our own. Some of the furniture.
And again, if I do this, what's to say that we're not just going to drive up another debt again? It doesn't seem like Father or you have been very good at keeping us in the black.
I have only been recently brought into this unfortunate circumstance, brother. And you can trust in knowing that in my studies and my time spent here, working with Father, and being very clear and very thorough with the mistakes that he's made in the past, I will not be doomed to repeat them.
So you and he are two peas in a pod, yes?
Well, he's certainly in need of retiring based on the stress that he's put upon himself, and it would not be long until I would take over the responsibilities.
All right, well, I may poke around and see if there's another way I could help. But before I do, is this fun for you? Do you like running this business, or almost running it?
It's certainly a better challenge than many other daughters of lords are given in their time.
Do you have any friends?
Friends come when the money and power is in place. You know this.
I do.
It's the way the land works.
Well, I'll leave you to your work, and love the decorations. And I'm considering the offer, and I'll have an answer for you by tomorrow morning.
Wonderful. As you begin to make any sort of exit, she catches you and goes, "Brother, your arrival here is a great boon to us. You have the power to change the fate of this family. Consider the respect you have for the people who've worked their entire lives to provide for you what you've been given. Mother and father sacrificed so much for us. Consider weighing one's selfish interests versus the importance of a bloodline. That's all I ask."
All right, I'll consider it with all my intellect.
Well, it's good to see you. And she steps forward and gives you kind of like a half hug. But it's like kind of...
Pat. The back pat. Good day.
Good day.
Good day.
She kind of straightens her coat and sits back behind the desk and like waits for you to leave.
All right, I'll shimmy out.
Okay.
All right, I'll rejoin my friends downstairs.
Very well.
Well,
How'd it go?
Yeah, well, yourself.
as expected, yeah, things are about the same between me and Marianne. And
So she's still a raging bitch?
no, she's not raging.
I think it's just rather rude that she doesn't want to come down here and meet us.
She has her work and her.
Oh, she's not coming down.
No.
That's weird.
Well, I mean, I don't know. She's busy, I guess.
Okay.
They're not guest people. They're not dinner party family.
You get picked up on that.
Not even for, like, people that could help them with their name?
I mean, yes.
Did you mention
us or anything
No, it
else?
didn't come up.
No.
Oh.
They
No.
have any idea what a heavy hitter you are now and the type of people you roll?
I mean, they kind
Roll.
of said, how have I been, but they don't really give a shit either way.
So you just didn't even offer up the information?
But if they're not interested in me, why should I be interested in them knowing about me?
That's
That's a
fair.
very good point.
Back it up. How what are you thinking? Like, where's your head at? How can we help you? Right now?
I mean, I don't know what to do. There's this woman, she's apparently nice, and I could just go for it and marry her, and then it seems like all my family problems would be okay.
For forever?
There's no such thing as family problems being okay for forever.
Really?
I don't know. I'm sort of curious about talking to the people who are in this contract with my father and seeing if there's any way that we can wiggle out of it a little bit. But I don't know how to solve everything right now, and I also don't know if I feel a duty, a responsibility to this family because they are my family.
Grog.
Feel a duty. The privy is over there, or over there, or the front yard beckons.
We may have opened a bottle of wine.
I'm lost for the rest
Guys,
of this
you're
conversation.
day drunk? You're day
He needs
drunk.
a bottle of
Day
wine.
buzz. Day buzz,
No, we
please.
that
just,
type
just
of
had a little
behavior.
bit of wine, just a small
I
amount.
carved my name into the floor.
Part of me wants to. Oh God.
Okay.
Part of me wants to just turn around and go back with you to Whitestone and forget that the Darringtons exist, but I don't think I can do that because I am a Darrington, and I owe it to at least to my name to try and fix what I can.
What you can.
Yes.
Don't sacrifice your entire life for this, though.
Well, I'll try not to, but it seems like a plan B at this point.
Also, you had no prior knowledge to your family's connection to the mob.
No. It's way cooler than I thought my family ever was. I mean, I knew that my dad did shady business with lots of shady characters, but I never knew. I assume he paid off people. I assume he had friends in high places and people who he had to bribe to turn the other cheek, but I never knew that he was in business with them, owing our whole existence to these terrible people. And I don't know what to make of that.
Well, T, I think we're all prepared to help you do anything you want to do. But are you sure you want to help perpetuate the family business?
Definitely not. Listen, I think there's two steps to this. There's the short term and the long term. We have to solve this short term need really quickly. Not this whole $230,000, I mean gold debt. What? It's a Whitestone term. It's a I mean a wild mouth. Oh my God. My phone rang. I'm
I love
confused.
watching.
Confused.
It's so fun.
My phone rang.
Breaks.
Anyway,
Heavy lifting.
listen. I had a few drinks before. No, we have a short-term problem that we can maybe go alleviate a bit if we go talk to these folk at the
Myriad.
Laughing Ninny or whatever
Yeah.
it's called.
The
The Grumpy Lily. I do like
a laughing ninny.
I don't want to go there instead.
Sounds very suggestive.
It's a stand-up comedy club.
That's
And then there's a long-term problem which I'll have to solve
Come
on
again.
another day.
Come again. Come again.
There's a long-term problem that my family is awful and needs to be stopped at all costs.
So,
And that's something that I'll have to deal with.
do the
tomorrow.
The Truskins, that's who you're being married into,
Sure.
potentially. Do they have a son that
That doesn't.
someone could be?
That's almost beside the
Better
point.
at all.
Well, I'm
You're talking about
his
marrying
sister.
the sister. Yeah.
Oh. Well, that's
yeah.
still, well,
I guess it's not the same, is it?
no. No, actually, it's unfortunately the opposite.
You're royalty, you know this.
Of course, I know everything about royalty.
Little royal girl.
So what exactly is your duty that you're feeling inclined towards? Damn it, Grog.
Lila? Is it Lila?
Lydia?
Lydia.
Lydia.
Perhaps we should talk to this Lydia as well, because she's obviously in a position of being told what she's going to do with herself.
Yeah, maybe she's also a badass.
I mean, at the very least, we should meet all the chess pieces on the board, right?
I mean, she lives in another part of the kingdom, right, Matthew Mercer?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
She-
that's not a problem.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, that's true. But there's the in-town people we can meet first.
Of
Sure.
Let's talk to the mob.
Yeah.
Yeah, yes, of course.
yes,
Will you?
yes.
You'll
We're
come with
starting
me
with the
because
mob.
I can't talk to the mob by
Tary, of
myself.
course we will.
Wait, when you said we need to stop your family at all costs, are you talking about killing them?
No, I'm not talking about killing
Only
them.
when it's
Yeah, but Grog does bring up a point that I was
Killing.
trying to make before he started laughing when I said duty.
Let it roll.
But what exactly are you committed to keeping your family around? You said you were compelled and you felt like you had a duty, but then you immediately started talking about,
Stop it, Travis. God, I can't.
It's gotten to all of
You
us
know?
now. I mean,
tearing your family apart
off to the races.
and stopping them.
My family is pretty bad, I've learned. But I've also learned from young Trickfoot that even a rotten family is worth trying to save. And I admire the path that she took with her family. And I would like to at least try to push mine in the right direction and try to make our name a little less shitty.
That is a pretty big matzo ball, my friend.
Well, that's why that's long term. In the short term, I just want to get them safe. Yeah.
If there's one thing I understand, it's giving your life to a cause. I just hope
I
you
don't want to die, if that's what you're saying.
know, but
Dedicating.
dedicating
Thank you.
Giving.
time is a gift, I would say.
Sure.
So dedicating that gift it's a big thing. But I just hope you believe in it.
I don't believe in them, but I believe in the cause right now, and we'll see how far that takes us.
We believe in you.
You guys.
Can you describe to me this duty?
That's hard. That's very
I
hard.
think I do now. It's like, you know, is it real like hard, or you know, is it?
It's a little more nebulous than that, Grog.
We can pass on this for now.
Adjectives are not my strong suit, so
You know what an adjective is. That's impressive.
yeah. No, I got it one time at this tavern, and it just like was I had it for 2 nights, just itched everywhere.
Listen, when you see my duty, you'll know.
Copy that.
It's loose. It's juicy.
Should we go to the Grumpy Lily then?
Let's go.
This is going so well.
As you're exiting the house and Bertram's opening the door, you hear some heavy creaking from the stair that leads down to the main area. And you watch as an older woman in kind of her early 50s or so, with her mid-length, kind of curly brown hair, shades of gray and green eyes, behind a small set of reading spectacles, kind of stoic of face, wearing what looks to be some sort of a finely crafted silk robe, clutching a kind of a book under her arm, just coming down the steps and looks down and goes, Taryon?
Mama?
Taryon, my boy. And she kind of sets the book down and walks up, puts her hands out as she protests. Oh, takes you at the sides of the face and pulls you in from. Terribly sorry. I didn't realize that we had guests.
Yes, these are my allies and my friends. This is the team known as Vox Machina. They are a fearless band of adventurers, and they have taken me in as their own.
Oh, look at you, so rugged.
Well,
So
yes, I am a bit.
So you've had some adventures with my boy, have you?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, that's wonderful. Have you spoken with your father?
Yes, I've spoken to father and sister, and it's good to know they're healthy. And it's lovely to see you as well. Have you been happy at all this last year?
And she reaches back and takes the book off the step and goes, I've been making my way through your library.
Oh, my books in my room.
Yes, well, I've had a lot of time to myself, been a bit under the weather for some time, and these have kept me fine company.
Oh, that's lovely. I hope you've enjoyed them as much as I did. What's your favorite one?
Well, not this piece of trash. And she sits down.
No.
There's one, what was it called? The River's Dawn. It was a brilliant...
Before the River's Dawn, yes.
Yeah, Before the River's
Yes,
Dawn, that
yes,
one,
yes.
yes. It dealt with, it was sort of a continuation of the creation myth of Wild Mount, but it turned into the spirits of the gods as these two fawns, and they fell in love, but could not be together because the dawn had to rise and the sun would shun this. It was very, very beautiful.
No, it was, but also heartbreaking at the same time.
Very much so. It reminded me of you.
Yes. That's one of my favorites as well.
I didn't break the binding too much, I hope.
Oh. I'll fix it if you did. It's all good.
All right.
Well, that's wonderful to hear. I'm glad you've been, entertaining yourself. I know living with Papa can be very hard, and it's been very hard on you all these years.
If you would excuse us for just a moment, please. Just a few moments. And she kind of points towards the door.
Sorry. I told you they're like
Yeah,
this.
no,
It's-
we're going outside. Front
they're
door.
not, yeah.
Front yard.
Are we leaving?
Bottle of wine.
Now, Bertrand's leading you out of the main area.
Out front door?
Out the front door.
Part of the house.
Yeah,
Oh, out
front
the,
door.
out the house.
Front
Out the
yard.
house, like get out.
Front yard.
You guys were on your way
Wait
out.
on the fucking porch. Jesus.
Oh, there we go.
She, as soon as she has some privacy with you, she goes, my boy, if you could indulge me in some strange honesty, I'm rather intrigued at this idea. I don't wish to undermine anything that we've built as a family. I've lived a privileged life for a very long time. Far longer than you and your sister have. I've lived within this house. Removed from the world. I do as responsibility asks of me. My wedded duties as both a wife and a mother. And I do so without complaint. I've always seen you fight these same circumstances bravely. And I find vicarious joy in your escape from this place this past year. And these books are a reminder of that same bravery. I know Howard has said many things, and he may be right. But there's a little part of me that welcomes a little change in scenery and lifestyle. Maybe that's what the family needs. I don't know. Perhaps I'm foolhardy. I know not.
No. You're right to think this way. This year has been eye-opening for me. And I know that you care for Papa, and you are a diligent and faithful wife. But I know how hard it must have been to live this life for so many years, and I wonder what it would be like if you hadn't been with him, what kind of person you would be.
Looking at you, looking at your sister, I wouldn't change it for the world.
Well, things are going to have to change at some point, right? So,
One way or another.
Yes.
I just want you to... I want you to make choices for yourself. I want you to do what you think is right, that you could live with. Duty and blood is one thing. But... Anyway, I'm talking out of turn.
no, it's, thank you. Thank you for that.
Could you...
What?
Could you not tell Howard we've had this conversation?
Mum's the word. All right. I'll be back. And maybe we'll have time to talk more books later.
Oh, I would like that very much.
All right. Good evening.
Good evening. As you leave, she's like, oh, and the other one I was trying to remember is the the Mountain Range of Gold.
Oh my!
It's a wonderful 3-part series that.
When you think he's dead, but then he's not, he comes back.
Well, the second book, you get halfway through it before he even turns and reveals himself.
I know. Well, you never see the body in the first one, so
I
that
know.
should have been a tip-off.
But then in the white robes and everything, he has
Incredible.
renewed power. It's incredible.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm sorry. You have your friends waiting on you. Good night, Taryon.
Yes. I want to adopt her.
She's awesome.
So, as you step out to greet the rest of your friends.
All right. Let's go to the Jumping Jimmy. Whatever it's called.
How's your mother?
She's better. She's had a tough time, but that was the longest conversation I've had with her in many years.
Wow.
She says she's under the weather.
Yeah, she seemed
what's
a little-
wrong?
I think everyone is super stressed out and heartsick about everything that's happening, and living with, under a tyrant of a father it's not healthy. You should have seen me when I lived here. I was not nearly as dashing or as charming as I am now. It took me spreading my wings and flying before I found my sense of humor, and my hair looks better,
It's
my
so shiny.
eyes look
It's
better.
so shiny.
I thought you said that was because of the aloe vera.
Well, yes, we didn't have any at home.
Oh, yeah. Oh, right. Of course.
Change
Yeah.
of climate. I imagine.
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's one.
Salt
Crisco.
air is better for you.
Yeah. I mean, life needs aloe to live. Is something I always say.
That's true.
I've heard you say that
It's true. It's a good thing.
2 or 3 times.
Just moisturizing products in general. Life needs moisturizing products to live.
In general, to live. Yeah.
Life needs moisture to live.
I mean, I know my beauty regimen has
Man,
changed
Yeah.
because
you know,
of
life
you.
needs more to live.
Yeah.
It's way smarter something.
Yeah.
All right.
Alright, gauntlet drop.
So, what's our play here? Do we just keep saying the word many as many times as we can and see how far it goes?
This is
This is it.
is in as
So now we say we ask for her by name or him by name. Korshad.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I mean, he or she may not reveal themselves too quickly.
All right.
We could buy Korshon a drink.
Might not be a single.
That is a beautiful idea.
Thank you. All right.
Care of one, Tary and Darren.
Of course. I have just enough for a nice drink.
And that's it.
Oh, we'll cover the drink, darling.
Bring the drinks in.
Party funds cover the drink.
Oh.
It's just in your name.
Oh, okay. All right. All right.
You're welcome.
You have to order the drink when he comes back.
Oh, the other drink. Oh, fuck. Oh, wait, before he goes. Pardon me.
So that he would walk away.
Oh, yes.
Never mind.
No, I have one more order to make.
Yes.
I'd like to buy a drink
Oh,
for
wow.
Korshad,
That was rough.
That was not at all.
courtesy of Taryon Darrington.
Wow.
And I'll slip him a gold.
I thought you were about to shake his hand with 2 fingers. I was like, what is that?
There's a coin between us.
Go shot, you say?
Yes.
All right.
I nudge him under the table.
You want what he likes, it's going to cost you more than that.
Oh.
What is he like?
Whatever it is, here's another 4, and keep another one for yourself.
Well, thank you very much. That'll put you up to your stump. We'll go ahead and settle your bills at the end of the drinks.
Hey, Tary.
Yes. Is it time? Should I go
Just
over there?
calm down.
No.
All right.
This is mainly what I'm trying to tell you right
Yes.
now. Stop being so weird.
Do you
Right
want
now.
a sip of change? Bring yours an
No.
extra.
It might actually help you.
Just
a
like
little bit.
one.
Do
No,
what
thank
do
you.
what we do anytime there's trouble. Just sit down, pay attention, and do everything she says.
And don't look sneaky.
Have a sip
Look-
of this. It'll
All
help.
right.
Yeah, seriously, just have a little sip. Just a little sip. It's always good, you know,
All
to
right.
relax your nerves.
Loosey goosey.
Two
Yeah.
tablespoons.
Yeah.
Two
I'll take my
tablespoons.
helm and just sort of cock it to the
Yeah,
side
jauntily.
a little.
That's good, yeah.
jaunty.
Just get, you know,
Okay,
it.
now
good.
now I feel like I'm on a listing ship.
What's your confident face look like?
Oh, let's
More tongue,
God.
more tongue, little further. Yeah.
That's so confident.
Little higher eyebrow on the right side.
Okay, maybe stop. I'm just afraid he's gonna look over here at any moment. I'm sure you're familiar with Taryn here.
Taryon Darrington, of the Darrington family.
I have not had the pleasure, but I know of you.
And you are familiar with his father as well.
Quite. So, if you wish to make any sort of dent in this debt, the task will have to be equally monumental.
Well, I can make magical items if there's something that you need made or enchanted. We have other members of the group that do different things. We have a fine tinkerer if you need something made for you. Vex here is an excellent shot if she could put on an archery show or something, if that would be something worthwhile to you. You know, if that will help ease the debt. I know my family owes you quite a bit of money.
230 gold. 1,000 gold. If we're hearing correctly.
You are correct, for the time being.
And might I inquire, as it is my family's debt, what is the timetable on that? I mean, will you be coming to collect anytime soon?
I have given your father a date of 6 months to pay this debt. If it is not paid, then the deeds, as agreed upon many years ago, transition to my name entirely. I am not going to kick your family into the street. I am not a terrible man. But I will be possessing all of your belongings.
Will they be in any physical danger?
No. Not unless they put up a fight.
But a man of... Well, I don't know much about you, but I assume you would much rather have the cash than have to own property and manage it.
Both have their uses.
All right.
So would the Darrington simply work for you?
The family, I will happily give them time to find whatever place they can afford to live, or leave the city entirely. It is not my business. However, I will be taking over the farms, I'll be taking over the business, I'll be taking over the estate. Most of the assets within, they will become property of the Myriad.
Well, that's where I think we could come to an arrangement. We're not particularly invested in the power structure here. We're here for sentimental reasons. the estate. And just enough property to maintain a modest comfortability. We don't really care what happens to the fortune so long as your family's taken care of.
Yes, I guess.
You keep your house, you keep your things, you keep a little bit of property to manage.
Sure.
What do you think?
Well,
I mean, they did make this bed.
are you...
I'm suggesting to you that maybe it is not your job to save your family's power and allow them to keep going as the way they have, but just to give them enough that even if they that they can continue with reasonable means. Maybe not necessarily living the life that they were living before, but living far more comfortably than...
Even that would be a step up, but it seems like we would have to do something in order just to earn that much.
Oh, I imagine so. It's just there's a difference between saving everything and saving enough to keep them comfortable.
So if I'm to understand you correctly, you are willing to offer a service to us.
Possibly.
And in exchange, we would still be taking the land-based assets from the Darrington name, other than the estate, and enough means to live comfortably.
And enough income property for them to be relatively comfortable. Reasonably comfortable. I'm sure we could take a look at the assets and come to a very, very reasonable arrangement. And you, in turn, well, we could have a discussion about what that would be worth to you. I have no interest in making an arrangement that doesn't please you. We're only here, again, for sentimental reasons. We are not invested beyond that.
Make a persuasion check.
Please, God, you've been terrible today. Yeah, 15.
Yes. Comfortable living is a relative thing.
True.
To maintain my comfort of living, well, your estate is but a drop in the bucket. But, and I mean no offense, as he looks about the rest of you, comfortable living for some of you, well, that could be as much as my drink would cost.
My family would require their main property and all residential rental property.
That is not a deal. The residential and the farm territory is to become mine. I would leave for them your estate and enough gold to live a comparably comfortable lifestyle than living on the street for years to come. They could then strike out on their own, start a new fortune if they wish. Perhaps land barony was not their strong suit. You seem to have found other pursuits. Maybe you could lead them in a new path.
And past that point, they would be in no debt to you.
Past that point, and a task done in our favor by the famed Vox Machina. Maybe.
Would they get to would they get to maintain possession of their personal property, artwork, statues,
Everything
clothing?
that remains within the estate, home itself, would be yours to keep. The rest is mine.
We would ask that you don't slander the Darrington name. That when they stay in their estate, everyone believes they are still the Darringtons, as they have always been.
I would agree to that. I have no interests in your family's public image. I believe that damage has been done well enough on your own.
Yes. Are you sure you don't have a cloak I could just enchant and then we could call it square?
He takes another sip from his drink. When all this is said and done, Taryon, we'll be in contact. I think there is much business we could do in the future.
All right. I suppose we have no choice.
We do.
There's always a choice, dear.
You can marry the girl, or we could go kill an ancient being.
I'm feeling pretty good about this one.
Yeah.
All right.
Do we need to decide at this moment?
Seems like we do.
We will also need all the information you have on this creature and the mines, and if you have anybody who has access to that, just so we can know
The
what we're
diviner
getting
would be
into.
wonderful to speak to.
The information I've given you is what the diviner has found.
I'm not going to ask you all to risk your lives for my shitty family, so I will pursue this matter on my own if I have to.
Good. Yeah, you're going to go by yourself.
Well, I would
because-
hire a couple of people to come with me, but if you'd like to accompany me, I mean, I'd be okay with that too.
We could watch you do it. It would be pretty
Yeah,
funny.
we'll just follow
Yeah.
you and
It's
then
my
send you in yourself.
well, I mean, you've taught me a lot, so maybe I could do it.
I think you could.
You won't find anybody as good as us.
Of course not.
You are
So-
very skilled in hiring talented mercenaries. That might be
Yeah.
your strongest suit.
I am 1 for 2 on that count.
Yeah.
And we do have another mercenary at our back if we need.
That's
It's
true.
actually very fair. You're already one up.
Should we vote on it then? Grog, do you want to go kill something big and scary?
Yes.
Pike, are you drunk?
I think you should marry whoever you want. So that's what I think we should do. Yes, yay. I vote yay.
Twinsies?
Always have your back, dear.
Oh, Vax isn't here. Hey, Vax. You want to go help me save my family by risking our lives and almost certain death?
What does that entail? We are.
I'll take it as a yes. Keyleth?
Vax says yes. And so do I. Aye.
Science bro?
Vex says yes, and I am so in the mood to kill something.
I think
So-
we've all risked our lives for each other at one point and another, so, it's your turn, Tary.
That's right.
Welcome to the family.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Oh, this stuff burns.
Cheers.
And this whole conversation, he's had his mouth covered. He takes his fingers away from his mouth and takes the drink. We have an accord. Picks his drink up and clinks it. Return when the deed is done. Slaps the table and stands up and walks back. And you, this point that you notice that like the tables nearby, everyone's been kind of just quietly watching in on this. And as soon as he leaves, they go back to their business and drinking.
Everyone on the count of 3, we're going to stand up very quickly.
Okay, okay.
Why? Okay.
Wait. No, I'm just fucking with you.
3. Let's go.
Can I make my way back over to the players?
Okay. She's sitting there.
Can I have your name? Can I have your name?
As she goes to join, she's like, her head slowly turns over and he goes, Camilla!
Thank you, and I leave.
Oi, can we, but just before we go, could we maybe just swoop down one more time? just a quick flyby. I have an idea. I feel like we need just an insurance policy when we go talk to the Myriad fellow. I was wondering if Kiki here could maybe throw a spell down before we leave. Is that something?
You just go down
Do you
by
have any
yourself,
spells
right?
left?
I do still have some spells left. It depends on what you want to do, though, and what I have prepared.
Well, here's a question. Can you make it look like the mouth of the cave isn't there anymore, has caved in, or is covered in dirt or rocks or something?
I can. I have a few options for that.
Why do you want that?
As I said, I feel like when we talk to the Myriad fellow, oh wait, let me fly over to you. I feel like when we talk to the Myriad fellow, we have lost our bargaining position at this point because we did what he asked. But if we hide the mouth of the cave from him, then we have information that he needs, like where did it go, how do you get in, that kind of thing. I was also hoping maybe dear Pike could leave some sort of a trap Again, as just an insurance policy.
A glyph situation?
Yes, some sort of a thing that would explode when someone comes by. But I know it's crawling with characters down there, so should we wait? I don't know.
I could do such a thing.
I can do like a hallucinatory terrain, which I could do right now because I do have it learned. It covers a 150-foot cube, which I don't know how wide is the hole.
Is it 150 feet cube? That would cover pretty much the sinkhole itself.
Oh.
Do keep in mind, the agreement was to cleanse the mind, not just of the creature, but the infestation.
Oh, shit, yeah.
The whole infestation.
Oh, we have to kill all the fuckers?
Or at least enough to the point where the infestation is no longer an issue.
Tary, can you tinker up some raid? Real quick.
I cannot.
Can we, like,
Wait, we
get
have to
high
kill
enough?
more of these fuckers?
Maybe we just get high enough that they
drop
can't get to
napalm?
us with the acid, and then we
can
just
poke 'em
fire
off.
things down at them.
Excuse me. May we sit and talk?
But of course, have a seat.
Thank you. We have done our share of the bargain, and we're here to cash in our chit, as it were.
Pulls out a heavy piece of parchment.
The deed to the Darrington estate, signed over to one Taryon Darrington.
Might I make a few more requests? When last we spoke in vague terms. There was some cash talked about, and also a place for my family to make a little bit of money or food. There's a farmhouse nearby our main estate. It's nothing special, a few acres of land. I would love to keep that as well, so that we could have a source of food for the winters.
You are young, not yet spoiled by the strange truths of the world around you. I admire your optimism in the face of the unknown. It may be your salvation, or it may be your end. Only time will tell. I'll give you this farmland.
We are most grateful.
But if at any point your family comes back to me requesting any more inches in our agreement, I will happily take it back.
Understood. I wasn't quite finished yet, though.
He leans back in his chair, his arms now being removed from his mouth and going into an expectant cross.
What we saw down there in the platinum mines was the 230,000 gold that we owe you, times 10, times 20. What we've just done for you is given you access to as much money as you could ever want. And I feel that's valuable. My family will require a bit of spending money to get ourselves back on our feet. We're accustomed to a lifestyle, and we'd like to maintain it for a little while at least. I'd say 50,000 gold should be about enough to last us for a year or two.
He nods, leans forward.
Then you better start saving.
What if I sweeten the deal? We have among us an amazing sorceress who could open that mine up for you with a flick of her wrist, save you hours and hours of work, possibly backbreaking work that could cost the lives of many of your men.
That would be a very kind gesture towards the state you left the mine in.
So that's a maybe?
Let's call it the last thread of my patience, young Darrington.
So that's a hard yes.
Luala, you may return to your quarters.
Thank you very much. She gets up and kind of looks past you all with a nod, and then her guardian escorts her back to the chamber as Korshat is just trained on you.
What I have given you is far more than many in my position would. I will work hard to make sure that this softness I have displayed does not hinder my reputation. And the more you press, the more you may be the end of that softness, my friend. I recommend you stick to the deal we've made. Be happy that I've shown any mercy. And be on your way.
All right. I'll make do. And we will have to adjust our living standards, that's all.
Indeed. Perhaps your father might raise a finger or two and earn some money for himself.
We'll see. Thank you. Good day.
Good evening.
Let's
We
go.
just leave.
Probably heal up.
Yeah.
Talk to your father in the
We'll
morning.
go to my house and
Your house. Your house.
It is now
Oh.
your house.
yes,
Your
it is.
house.
Whose house? T's house.
Well done.
Ooh. I mean, it's in your name.
You're
Yeah.
a homeowner.
I could get a second mortgage.
You could kick your dad out.
you get to pay
evict your
property
family.
taxes.
Oh God.
Refinance.
You could collect
I
rent.
could refinance. I hear mortgage rates are really low right now.
Yeah, I hear the Myriad
Tag in the
taking
tax
really
will
good
do
deals.
that.
You still do have your room, Taryn, if you want to use it.
My room?
Your room.
Oh yeah, of course I'm going up there.
Oh, really? You're gonna leave us down here? You fucking
Terry,
highborn piece of shit.
All right, I'll
life's on the line for you.
stay back down here with the pillow fort thing. Fine. But after they go asleep, I go upstairs and go back to
You make it to your room. Left as it was. Most of the furniture is covered in sheets, but untouched as to where you left it last time you were here. There's a firm layer of dust across most of it. And as you step in the room with each step, you can see the footfalls leaving a small trail on the floor. You have the large shelf of books that line the right wall. You can see the footsteps to and from the bookshelf where it seems like your mother has taken here and there little elements of your collection. You see the covered outline of your workbench, which inhabits the far side of the chamber, and the familiar smell of old oil and leathers immediately kind of causes a flood of memories to hit you of growing up in this space. You do see, kind of poking out from one of these sheets, some of the leftover pieces from when you constructed your first Dodi. And you see the kind of the armored hand kind of partially open with some of the gears and the runes only partially put into the hand, and it was kind of discarded and left at the side, and it kind of also reminds you of those years. And you have this kind of very nostalgic wave hit you as you pull the sheet off your bed and kind of dust it out and fluff your pillow, and for the first time in a long time, have a night's sleep in your own chambers.
I'll cuddle with the doty arm.
It's very cold. But sleep does take you. Eventually, Marianne's voice begins to echo through the stairway. She comes down and goes, "My word, Berthold, what are you cooking this?" She comes down. You can see her, her hair's kind of curled in front of her face and pulled back and tied up into this tight bun in the back, and she's just wearing this like long, deep blue robe over her just casual like silk blouse attire and pants. And she kind of glances down, holding onto the railing. Good morning.
Good morning, sister. These are my friends, Vox Machina.
Hello.
Right.
Grog, Pike, Vex, Vax, Percy, Keyleth.
Pleasure. Brother, I wasn't aware we had company staying.
I travel with a group now.
I've heard.
I bring
realize.
news, and I know it's early, but could we have a little family meeting over breakfast?
Super important.
She gives you such a stink eye.
Yes.
I'll go speak to Father.
And Mama.
And Mama. She heads up the stairs.
She seems nice.
She's not.
I like her a lot.
About 5 minutes pass.
Extremely excited about all of this.
And you hear the sound of multiple footfalls as the rest of the Darrington family makes their way down. First, you have Marianne, same attire, but she's a little more put together. You can see now she's left the robe behind to have more of her classic formal presenting to company outfit. Behind her, you have Maria, your mother, who is in this practically the same outfit she was in yesterday. She really doesn't seem to care at this point. It's more about being comfortable.
Hell yeah.
And
Sweatpants.
a few feet behind, to his own entrance, there you see with his thick mutton chops and a tied over like deep red kind of burgundy coat, Howard Darrington. As they all enter, Maria immediately runs forward and goes, "Oh, I didn't realize breakfast was going to be made." And she goes over and takes a little plate and starts filling it with rolls and potatoes. And she goes up and kind of rubs your head a little bit and kisses you on the forehead and goes, "It's nice to have company."
It's nice to be home.
Did you want some stew?
She should come.
Oh, yes,
visit.
please.
We like her.
And
like her too.
Howard, at this point, is just sitting back next to Myriad and goes,
Oh, did you want some as well?
I'm fine for now. Your sister tells me that we are to have a family meeting.
Yes, and with your permission, I would like to invite my friends to stay for it as well, as it does concern them.
Hey.
Hi.
Charmed.
Very well.
I bring you news, and I bring you a proposal. And as a businessman, I hope you'll listen to both.
he seems keen at the choice of words.
Yes, my son.
First, the news. It's good news. First, I will not be marrying this Lydia person. There's no need. And also, I think we all know I would not be happy in such a marriage, and we should all be free to pursue whomever we love. That's beside the point. It's not necessary because I have made a deal with the Myriad. A deal that will spare us from any danger and clear us from all debt. They really carried out a task for the Myriad that has absolved us of the debt that you ran up. And we are free and clear.
He looks to Maria and Marianne, and he softens up.
I am. If what you say is true, then this is indeed a great day. And I owe each and every one of you a great debt. We owe you a great debt.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves, but thank you.
Yes, they don't. Forgive me for speaking on your behalf. I don't think that they want to collect on a debt. They just did this because we're friends. The forgiveness of debt comes with some strings attached. We will lose most of our property and assets, but we will maintain the homestead here and all of its possessions and artwork and belongings we get to keep. We also get the nearby farmhouse and all of the land. And we get a new lease on life and a new beginning. I think it's an opportunity for our family. And that leads me to my proposal. Father, as much as I have respected you for keeping us safe and providing for us, you have not given us the one thing a family needs, which is love, real love. You have made sure that we are safe because you care about our blood, because it is your blood, and you care about the fact that we bear your name, but you haven't given us the opportunity to be a real family. And I believe we can be if we start out new and fresh together. Here's my proposal. I will come back and live with you in Wildmount, and I will lead this family to a new chapter. Our business model will change a bit. I propose that we do not engage in real estate anymore, but in another venture. Forgive me, but you have sullied our name.
Myriad at this point says, "No, brother, you have," and you watch as Howard puts his hand out in front and just dad hands her immediately and pushes her back, not stopping his gaze from you. His jaw clenches tight as he kind of clears his throat and his hands go back behind his body.
The Darrington name is one of ill repute. We are scoundrels, and we are land barons, and we are awful people. And now we are penniless, awful people. But I feel that we can fix it. What I propose is this. Our home will be vacated by us. We are going to move to the farmhouse, where we will all live as a family. We will tend to the farm and we will raise crops together. Our home will be turned into the Darrington Fund for charitable giving, where people who are down on their luck can come and live and get back on their feet. Now, such a fund will need donors, and you have many contacts in the business world. You and possibly sister could run this foundation and spread goodness all over Wildmount instead of badness and evil.
There's a flash of movement. How quicker than you've seen your father move, he has grabbed a chair behind him and thrown it across the room, smashing it against the nearby wall.
I take a step forward and just unsheath a dagger an inch and say, "We're going to keep this civil today, aren't we?"
You have no right to talk to me. You stand here in shame. The work that I've done and given my life to secure and give to you and your sister, and to uphold the mistakes that my father made the best of my ability and fix them. And you waltz in here after a year of adventuring and just expect me to accept you throwing everything I've worked for into the sewer.
I didn't do that, Father. You did. It's gone. Everything is gone. You don't even own your own house anymore.
It wouldn't be that way if you would have just married that girl.
It's not going to happen. In my year of travel, I didn't just dilly-dally around the world having fun. I was learning about the world and about life and about family. I was learning from these fine people what it means to really be a family and care about each other. I learned from Grog and Vax what it means to be a man and to be a father. I learned from Pike what it means to be a caring mother. I learned from Keyleth what a real sister is like, one who loves you and cares for you. I learned from Vex what a best friend is like. These are things that you never gave us growing up. I even learned from Percival the type of man I would want to marry one day. And we never got that at home. And from this day forth, I'm going to create a home, my home, that I own, that values and respects the opinions of each family member, that cares for one another, where we stick up for each other and help each other through hard times, and not just rule by decree. If you don't want to be a part of this, that's fine. You can leave my house. But I want you to stay. I need your counsel, and I need your help. And we need you as a father. I need you and sister to run this foundation for me, to repair our name and our reputation. It could be great. It could be the best thing that's ever happened to us. And there's more. I have an idea to create something else. A team of adventurers based here in Wildmount. The Darrington Brigade. led by me, Taryon Darrington. We will fight for justice and win battles against evildoers and spread the Darrington name around the continent. I know I'm getting ahead of myself, but I feel like if we embarked on this new adventure together, it could save our name and repair our relationship. And as a businessman, I'm asking you to consider it. Because your other options are, well, they're not great.
Make persuasion check.
The deal we made with the Myriad, sir?
I'm gonna use luck.
Your name, no one would know that you were forced out of your home. Everyone knows, everyone thinks that this was your choice, that you're being charitable.
I'm gonna see if the fates can help me.
Oh, you're gonna use it now? You're gonna use it now?
Oh my God!
Cash it in, cash it in.
That's it. 25.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Sing-a-ling.
That's a moment to do it.
Yeah.
You see as Maria, your mother, is now kind of moved to the side of Howard and is kind of holding his arms. Honey, there was no other path. This is a gift. And he kind of like pulls his arm from her a little bit and begins to walk towards you. He watches Marianne, who's been put on this very kind of shocked face, go kind of pale white, and for a moment, the facade of the adult gives way to the child. Father! As he walks up to you, you watch as he brings his hand up. And just falls into his own hand and falls to his knees in the ground. And he's just shaking, he's quaking. You see as his fist is clenched there and he slams it into the ground once, twice, a third time. Each one just the resounding knock of him hitting bone and skin against wood. And he just does it again and again and again. All the anger and fury being focused into this. As he finishes and stops, you can see the blood pouring from the side of the knuckles there and his hand shaking. He stops and looks at it. And for the first time, not even the other evening, in which there was a sort of feigned softness to him, that you have read through before and seen, for the first time you see your father as a broken man. And he looks up at you.
I lost everything. I did this to us.
He looks back at Maria, Marianne, to you, and the dampness gathering down the side of his wrinkled cheeks, gathering across the stubble on his chin and vanishing amongst the cluster of thin, bristly facial hair.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I am too.
He looks about at this point. Now, his focused anger has subsided in this emotional moment, realizing that there are strangers at the table, and he kind of...
If you could please give us a bit of time.
You hear the door open once more from the front of the estate, and there you see Marianne, her just wet on the cheeks, she's wiping up. My father would like to speak to you, if that's all right.
Yeah.
Sure. Sure.
She steps back in, and Howard comes back. He is more composed than he was before. He's back to his presentery self. When my son left, I was under the impression that his fanciful ideas would either break him and send him back to me to finally listen to what I had to teach. If luck was with us. If not, his fool's errand was bound to get him killed. It is by some miracle that he found you. I don't know what's in store for my children, my wife, myself. There is a lot to discuss. A lot to decide. Us as a family. And I'm still processing all of it. I'm sorry you got pulled into all of this, but I'm glad. I'm glad that you gave him your friendship. And I'm sorry you had to see this. He's kind of hiding his bad hand under the good one. I'm sure in time I'll come to appreciate this. Out of desperation and obsession, I became my father. Something I promised I would never do. And I'm sorry. Looks back over his shoulder to Tary, who's a few feet behind him. I'm sorry. And he walks back into the house and just kind of stops a little bit and looks back over his shoulder towards you.
Second chances are a gift. I pray you don't squander it.
You're not the first man to panic at the loss of his shackles. I hope you eventually enjoy the freedom that you've just been given from your legacy.
Legacy. And he continues walking into the house.
May I have your hand, please?
So he stops as he's kind of walking. I'm sorry, what?
May I have your hand? Not in marriage. I worded that strangely. Just your hand that's hurt.
He's still clutching and hiding it, and he gives you a look of understanding what you're asking. He goes, I appreciate the offer, but this needs to heal on its own.
Understood.
This pain shouldn't be fleeting. And he walks away inside.
I have a question.
Yes.
Is there any more stew?
I don't know.
My stomach is like making noises. I'm so hungry.
I feel like we could find better stew.
Yeah, let's go.
No
let's
offense.
Go somewhere.
What do you think?
So,
Oh, yes. My place is here. I'm coming back to Whitestone with you. I have to. I have to retrieve Doty and my personal belongings.
We just finished your room.
Well, I'll come visit. I was thinking, for my Darrington Brigade, I'll need lots of recruits, and maybe I could get some down in Whitestone. You know, fine fighters and young trainees. I even have an idea for my first adventuring partner. I think if I sold my old armor, I could afford that drow for a year. And she lives close by.
Yeah.
This is a lot.
I don't think that's a half bad idea. And we're all very proud of you.
So proud.
It's very impressive.
I understand legacy and responsibility, and I think it's very admirable of you to recognize your place.
I've always known that I was not fit to travel with you all. And I know that you all love me, but you don't really like me that much. Oh, I can be a kind of a dick sometimes.
I liked it.
That's why you fit in.
A year ago, it was
Pretty
definitely
terrible
true.
people in general.
But now,
What about the bakery?
So much.
Oh, the bakery.
Yeah.
I'm really bad at baking too.
No,
you
but
are
you're so good at
bad
selling
at baking.
stuff.
Yeah, no,
Really
I really
awful.
am.
You're so bad.
Yeah, I am.
Who's gonna make
I feel like some people
blondies?
come in just to like see you. And
Yeah,
see
you're
your
definitely the
smile.
face guy.
You can.
You're the good salesman.
Sure, that makes sense.
You can sell anyone on a shitty cake that you baked.
I'll come down and visit a lot. And,
What's a lot?
you know, once every year
That's terrible.
around Winter's Crest. Well, I mean, it's a long way, and I can't tree stride or whatever you call it.
I can come get you.
Yeah.
Listen, let's not do this now. I'm coming back with you. I have to go get my robot, all right?
Well, don't expect us to be okay with this. That's not going to happen.
I mean, to be fair, Tary does have a point. I also have a responsibility, and
Yes.
You're leaving too?
Well, technically.
I'm the chief of my people.
Oh my God, are we all breaking up?
No, I'm leaving too.
We're not doing this now. What's happening? What is happening?
We need
I didn't mean to do
eggs
this.
and
I didn't know
coffee.
this was gonna
No,
happen.
there's no more discussion until there's food and caffeine. This is madness.
We're just hungry. We're just hungry.
This is hunger talking.
We're just hungry.
Yeah, I must
And lack of coffee.
Angry as shit.
Everybody needs to calm down.
We need brunch.
All right, wait. So we get brunch back at like Whitestone, right? And get out of here.
Let's go to Whitestone.
Yeah, we can get
Sleep.
some
Yeah, show
I don't
him
mind
like
his
what
base
it is he's
anymore.
going to be leaving.
Yeah, I mean, for real, we gotta get back pretty
Yeah,
soon.
let's go then.
All right.
You don't say one word. No, you shut up.
I need to go say goodbye to Mama.
Yes, you
that's
do.
it. That's it. Then I can go. All right.
She can come into Whitestone anytime. by the way.
Yeah,
That's
I like
really-
We like
she's
her a
She
lot.
spectacular.
literally has no money to travel there.
We
so-
can make it happen. It's not.
All right.
Well, say your goodbye.
All right. I'll go find Mom.
Okay. She's inside right now, and you can, as you walk inside, she's just kind of sitting at the table where everyone had breakfast, and she's just eating what was on her plate. Just alone. Turns around.
Mama, I'm sorry to spring all this on you, and I must go back to Whitestone with my friends to tie up some loose ends, but I'll be back soon. Days, maybe a week.
Be back, please.
In the meantime, though, can you think about something for me?
Of course. What do you need?
The charity. Papa and sister can run it. They have a smarter business acumen than I do. But the brigade, I was wondering if you wanted to do it with me. You have a taste for adventure. You could help. You could help. Sort of be our manager, kind of like tend to us when we're injured. And
Tary and I'm far too old for adventure.
I don't think that's true.
Just like an organizer?
Yeah. Yes. Remember in Escape from Brave Mountain?
Yes.
Yes. Remember the kindly old wizard who stayed back
Drya, yes,
and
yes.
tended to the injured and fed them when they were sick with that mystical plague that they got.
Right.
Yes. You could be that old
Could be
wizard.
Drya.
Yes.
No, I...
Think about it. Read the book again. And when I come back, we'll talk.
All right. But if you're going out and you're coming back and I'm to help, bring me back a better outfit.
Oh, okay. Do you have a color in mind?
Royal blue.
On it. I give her a big hug.
She gives a big hug, and as she hugs you, her mouth gets near your ear, and she goes,
I'm glad you listened.
Me too. Mama, this is going to be fun, fun, fun.
and she kind of like sniffles a bit and pushes you away.
Now go, hurry back. Be safe.
Maybe.